6 contenders, 1 winner. Which Grandmaster will prevail? Welcome to the Risk Forever channel, guys, the channel which shares the most relevant tips and tricks on how to win at Risk, and improve your rank in no time. Subscribe to the channel and you won't even see how fast you will become so much better at Risk. Push that notification bell to see new videos first. This is your host ChampionEver, and today we are playing 6-player progressive card game on classic Risk map. Settings: alliances off, balanced blitz dice rolls in 60 seconds per turn. This is the legendary match between the 6 Grandmasters. It's probably the first 6th Grandmaster game of all time, so winning it would mean a lot to me. In weekly subscriber games we were close, but we have never had a 6th Grandmaster game yet, till now. This is the first one ever. The game which will make it into the history. I'm pretty sure it is going to be a tough match. Each Grandmaster will definitely gonna try their best to win this legendary game. But I am not going to give up so easily as well. I will do anything I can to win this game. All that I need is some strategy, and lots of good luck. And I hope I will be listened to the gods of Risk. May the best player win. Let the game begin. My strategy in this game will be to spread out well enough and look for the opportunities to take out other players out when it's worth for their cards. That is the key tip to win at progressive card games. By taking opponent after opponent out when it's worth for their cards, you become even stronger and stronger until eventually you win the game. Cards are the most important thing when it comes to the progressive card games, and no continent can ever match them. When the value of sets become high, then continents start meaning nothing. But of course, if you capture a continent at the beginning of the game, then it will give you an advantage for sure. You will be the strongest player, and to take somebody out for you will be way easier than for anybody else. But also at the same time you won't be one of the players to get eliminated first, as at the time when players will start trading in sets, nobody will have as many troops as you do, so it will be just impossible for someone to take you out, or at the worst case not really worth at all. But if you cannot get a continent easily in your first turns, when it's not really worth to go for it at all, you will be crushing lots of players' troops, and when you finally get your continent, it won't mean much anymore at all. Like 2 or 3 troops doesn't look anything good, while players start getting 15 or more troops for the cards. And if you were focusing all of the time on capturing a continent, you probably ended up of not spreading out well enough, without really having any troops in any different places of the map. Meaning, that now you most likely ended up in having your troops in only one place of the map, your continent, meaning that you will become a very easy target to be taken out. So if you started getting 2 or 3 extra troops, your situation isn't looking too good at all. The value of sets became high, so these few extra troops each turn don't mean a lot to you anymore, and the ending up of having your troops in only one place of the map has really worsened your overall position. So as you can see, all of the Grandmasters in this game understand all of that, and instead of focusing on continents, they're spreading out themselves. To make sure that it will be hard for players to take them out. They understand the importance of being spread out well enough. In progressive card games it's very important to be spread out well enough, so it will be hard to take you out, and at the same time you will be more suitable of taking other players out as well. It's very good to have a few different armies like in 3 different places of the map. It makes you so much harder to be taken out. Like which player would be easier to be taken out, the one who is spread out well enough, or the one who has his troops pretty much in a one place? I think the answer is obvious. Also, when you have multiple bigger armies in different places of the map, sometimes your troops can become blocked from some other players, and that is really good for you, as it makes you so much harder to be taken out. For example, look at 5 troops of the yellow player at bottom of Africa. If anybody wanted to take him out, then that person would need to go through either blue or orange troops which are guarding him. Another example is in South America, orange troops are protected by yellow and purple troops. And finally look at 5 troops of green in Australia, he is being protected by so many player troops as well. So anyways, I see that 2 first Grandmasters have skipped their 5th cards. I see nobody want to get 4 troops, lol. Well, I predict that other Grandmasters will be skipping a card as well, so if I will be the one person who doesn't skip a card, then I will always be 1 card ahead of them, and I think it is actually good. To make sure that the orange player wouldn't get a card as well, after capturing his territory, I didn't fortify my troops to 1 big army again. I did differently. I split that army, so the orange player wouldn't have a territory of 1 troop to attack to. So this was my sneaky plan of blocking orange. Well, if he wanted to get a card, then 3 troops of purple in South America would have been his choice. But I mean, probably he didn't want to get a card whatsoever, I think. So anyways, very poor player called blue. He didn't want to be the player who gets one of the least amount of troops, but at the end he will still be the one low. Well, since I'm the first player to trade in a set, he will get 2 extra troops more low. Let's continue blocking the orange player, guys. I'm wondering whether he will attack 3 troops of purple. Let's see. Lol, he just realized that he doesn't have a territory of 1 troop to attack to, lol. And lol, I love seeing all of these reactions by people, lol. And I'm not sure why the orange player just didn't take down the 3 troops of purple in South America. 3 troops are not so many, and the purple player has 6 troops near whatsoever. So if the orange player had taken out these 3 troops down, the purple player would have stayed as spread out as she was. And good job, green. Let's continue blocking orange. But wow, come on purple, come on, you have just ruined all of the fun for us, lol. The orange player is so good at progressive, and I wish we had him left blocked. Now I'm doomed, guys. The orange player is probably mad that I kept him blocked, so he is coming for me. Some bad things are about to happen to me in this game, I feel it, guys. Nah, I'm just joking, of course. I should be good, right? Well, we will see how it goes, lol. I could have been blocked as well, so I'm very happy that the blue player keeps attacking 1 territory in Europe to make me a space to attack as well, probably without even realizing it. But I mean, that's good for sure that I don't need to attack a territory which has more than 1 troop. So anyways, I'm not really sure how this game is going to go. As of now, I don't see a clear winner or even a person which could drastically increase their position, highly taking the game into their hands. I don't really want that the first 6th Grandmaster game ever would end up in a stalemate. I want that someone would win this game, even if it's not me. Well, of course I want to win. But I mean, I would hate it if the game would end up in a stalemate situation. Lots of subscriber games which contain a bunch of Grandmasters or other high-ranked players tend to end up in the stalemates, when players have over 200 troops, and it isn't worth to take anyone out anymore, so then we just agree on a draw and quit the game. So hopefully this time we have a clear winner. And yeah, of course it's just a middle stage of the game and anything could still happen, so it's way too early to predict a stalemate, even though everyone is so much spread out over all of the map, every player being so hard to be taken out. As you can see, I wasn't fortunate to have a set at 4 cards. So I'm sitting with 5 now and hoping to survive. So I'm really wondering if someone will go for me. I think I'm spread out well enough, but who knows what could happen. I might end up dead before I'm able to trade in a set. If not, then I will be very fortunate to survive and I will look for the opportunities to take someone out by myself. But at least as of now, I don't really see that I will be able to go for someone. As look, everyone is so much spread out and have their troops located in so many different places on the map. The orange player being blocked from me in South America, the yellow player in the bottom of Africa, and the green player in Australia, guarded by the armies of orange and blue. So the only 2 options for me is either blue or purple. But as you can see, the blue player just traded in a set, so I cannot go for him anymore. And I'm not so sure whether I should go for purple. She has her troops in different places of the map, so I would need to adjust my troops to different armies accordingly, so it could be risky. I could get a bad blitz roll blitzing one of her armies. So yeah, I don't know. The timer is running out, so I think I will just put my troops to 1 big army in the middle of the map. Not sure if it's the smartest decision ever, but I mean if someone fails taking someone out, I think it will be the best if I have my army here, so I would be able to go in as many directions as possible. And wait a minute, is the orange player going for green? The green player has 4 cards, so the orange player after taking him out, won't be able to trade in a set in the same turn. So the orange player going for him puts himself in a huge risk. It's only good to go for other players, when you won't be able to trade in a set in the same turn, when you know that you will be able to survive. And as of now, I'm not so sure if he will be able to. But it seems he is spread out quite good, but I don't know. And wow, the purple player doesn't have a set at 4. Which puts her in a very big danger. So the good news are that the game is unlikely to end up in a stalemate situation. But the real question is, who gets to take the purple and orange players out, potentially winning the game? And wow, what a drastic fail of blue. No dice at all, terrible luck. But I mean, even if the blue player successfully blitzed purple's army, would he still have had enough troops for other purple armies? I really doubt so, to be honest. I think it was a very big risk, and unfortunately for blue it didn't work out. So it seems the yellow player is that player who gets the opportunity to take the game into his hands. He definitely isn't missing the opportunity to take the purple player out for even 5 cards. But what is he going to do next? Can he take someone out as well? Yeah, it seems the blue player is going to be his next target. He is definitely not going to leave him for someone else. Wait, he will. I think it was a really big, game-deciding mistake, as it can give away the game for another player. Like for the orange player for example, as unfortunately 12 troops of the blue player in Australia are blocked from me, and there's no way I could take him out. So what I need to do is to spread out by capturing some extra territories and hope for the best that players aren't going to take me out. As you see, this game was played before the update which took the animations off, so that strategy was still working. But wow, it seems the orange player is going to go for me as well. After taking the blue player out, the timer will be reset by 30 seconds and he will have enough time to take me out as well. It seems my game is going to end up right here. I won't be the person who won the first 6 Grandmasters game ever. So it will be up to yellow and orange. The orange player having an advantage. So how do you think which player is going to win? Or which player you are rooting for? Are you team orange, or are you team yellow? Whichever player wins, will be very proud of himself. That's no doubt. Let the final battle begin. It's the endgame time. 2 Grandmasters fight for the glory to be recognized as the best. This is the legendary game which is going to be written in our history. The importance of winning it is huge. The orange player has a territorial and troops advantage. But in case he doesn't have a set at 4 a few times, while the yellow player gets lucky to get a set at 3, the yellow player can still win this game. Also, let's take into the account that even though the orange player is in the leading position, he could still make some big, game-deciding mistakes. Like accidentally or unintentionally blocking his army somehow after trading in a set. Like, remember the importance of this game, so tension must be huge, which could definitely cause some really unexpected mistakes. And wow, apparently the orange player doesn't have a set at 4, what an unexpected surprise. But since the yellow player didn't blitz his biggest unblocked army in North Africa and went for the blocked armies in Asia instead, the orange player is going to regain the advantage easily. So I doubt the yellow player will have any chances to retaliate anymore. But wow, the yellow player is so lucky to have a set 3. He must have born under the lucky star. Well, I feel bad for the yellow player whatsoever, and not only because he cannot win anymore, but because getting so favorable circumstances he totally blundered the game. He had all of the chances to win if he had done everything differently. Let's take a rewind. It's rewind time. Yeah. The biggest mistake of the yellow player's life was here, when he didn't blitz the only unblocked orange player's big army. Additionally, he wasted his time by unnecessarily splitting his army here. So the yellow player not only not prevented the orange player of capturing as many territories as possible by not blitzing his biggest army, but additionally wasted some time as well. The orange player didn't have a set at 4, while the yellow player was lucky to get a set at 3, so if the yellow player hadn't done these mistakes, I think it's very likely that he could have won the game. Or at least it would have been close, as remember that the orange player still would have had many territories. But at least the yellow player would have ended in a better situation for sure. Now it's absolute loss, but well played whatsoever. Special thanks goes to all of these 6 Grandmasters who participated. And a huge congrats goes to the orange player aka Courtney Monk 17, who won this legendary match of the 6 Grandmasters, the match which will be written in a history. As always, special shout out goes to the members of the Risk Forever channel. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then I would recommend checking some of these out as well. These are some good ones.